Hello and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. In this video I am going to show you how you can add an error message to a model-driven application. And in this example we are going to add an error message when you use anything else than digits in the phone number column. To make this happen we are going to use JavaScript web resources. If you're new to this topic, it's advisable to watch the videos attached in the description first. To start with the script, we're going to head over to Visual Studio Code and get ourselves a new file. And the first thing that we're going to do in the file is we're going to declare the function, and we're going to name this function validate phone number. And we will run this on the execution context. And we're going to move this down. So everything within these brackets is going to be within our function. And the first thing that we want to do, because we're going to use columns inside of our form, so we want to declare the form context so we can use this in the later stadium. And for the form text, we're going to use the execution context to use the get form context function. So we can use this to, for example, get the phone number. So this is the column that we're going to run the code on. And so we're going to use the form context to get the attribute. So this is basically the column of the phone number field. And for this, we're going to need the logical name. So we're going to head over to Dataverse, search for the account table. There are easier ways to get the logical name, which I also made a video for, and I will add the video to the screen right now. All right, so this is the one that we need. It's the main phone, and as you can see, the logical name is telephone 1. So then we're going to head over back to our JavaScript, put it right here. So now that we have the column from the telephone. All right, so this is the phone number field. So let's just add this also to the variable. And the next thing that we'll want to declare is the phone number value, because we do need the actual value for our code. And then we're going to use the phone number field to use the get value function. And now when we are referring to this field, we are having control over the actual value of the phone number. All right, so the last thing that we want to declare is a variable that's checking whether it only contains digits. So let's call this does only contain digits. And I always use this. I will add this in the description as well. And this function basically checks whether it starts and ends with digits. So if this is not the case, then we can build our error on that. All right, so now that we've set that up, it's time to start writing our first statement. And it will be an if statement. And if it is not only containing any digits, this is something that we need to test on the phone number value. So if this is not the case, then what we want to do is we want to use the form context to get control over our telephone 1 field. And we want to set a notification. And the notification that we want to set is, for example, can only contain digits. And there's a function within this that you can also give it a alias. And this is something that we can use. So we're going to alias it error 1. And this is something that we can use later on when we want to remove the notification. And that's the next thing that we're going to do. So if this is the case, you want to set the notification. But in all of the other scenarios, if it does only is containing digits, then what we want to do is do the same as above. So we're going to use the form context to get control over our telephone 1 field. But in this scenario, we want to clear the notification. And here we can just use the alias, so the alias, so that it knows which error to remove. So this basically will be our function. And now we're going to head over to our model-driven app form to upload this function and see if it works. All right, so we want to add the JavaScript to our library. You can do this by selecting, going to the form library from the form, and then add a new wrap resource. So you can just upload the file through here and also just make a display name. You can just make this whatever you like. What's your preferences? You can also just change the logical name. And now we're going to save it like this. Oh, already exists. All right, let's see if it works now. Oh, that's not what I intended. All right. There we go, publish, and now we should be able to find it in our library. And there we have it, account example phone number. Let's add it to our form library. And the trigger for it to run will be on change event of the phone column. So we're going to go to the phone column. We're going to go to events, add our event. There you see that it's directly selecting this one from the library. And here we need to fill in the function name. So we're going to go back to JavaScript and see, okay, our function name is validate phone number. So we're going to copy this and paste it right here. And it's always important to pass the execution context as first parameter. There we go. And then we're going to hit save and publish, and it's time to start testing. All right, so we've refreshed our application and it should now be running on the form. So let's test. We got our phone number here. What will happen if we're going to add test to it? There you can see here is our error, can only contain digits, and when we remove test, it's removing the error. So you can do this with any scenario, with any type, but this is just a basic example for when using it on, for example, a phone number. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.